Members of the U.S. intelligence community are, quote, furious and disgusted by the prospect of abandoning thousands of Afghan allies as President Biden sticks to the August 31st evacuation deadline. That's according to a former U.S. intelligence official who declined to be named. NBC News Justice correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us now with more on our team's reporting on all this. Julia, some strong words there, but that person is just one of many speaking out, criticizing the situation in Afghanistan. What have you been hearing?
That's right. We're hearing from people both in Congress and different agencies throughout the Biden administration, as well as the intelligence community, who are really very upset about the evacuation and the fact that President Biden will be sticking with this August 31st deadline. And when they look at that deadline, they see that there's no way to possibly evacuate all of the Afghan allies who worked with the American troops during the 20-year effort there. And so it's clear that there will be people left behind. And many of those people are in touch with people on the ground, trying to get them to safety, and to no avail. Many of these gates at the airport are still shut down, and they're worried about their safety. We heard from Senator Ben Sasse yesterday, who said, damn the deadline. The U.S. should honor its commitments. And we've also spoken to people at the Department of Homeland Security who have started some finger pointing, some pointing at State Department, saying that this process should have begun much earlier when the United States committed to this August 31st deadline.
So we understand the U.S. tried to extend that deadline by 4 days when CIA Director William Burns met with the de facto Taliban leader yesterday. Do we know why that proposal was rejected? Could the U.S. have pushed harder?
Well, it seems at this point the Taliban is calling the shots on that deadline, and they said that that's something that they were going to stick firmly to. Now, President Biden did say that there's a contingency plan, and that if the Taliban doesn't let people through to the airport, they could push back that date. But of course, it's really up to now, the people on the ground to try to work to that August 31st deadline. And something I will say is that that doesn't necessarily mean that on August 31st, we're going to see tens of thousands of people flown out. The United States has to start basically ratcheting down its presence there even before next week. So we could see evacuations start to dwindle out at the end of this week or over the weekend, because then they have to try to blow up the equipment that is still on the ground. My colleague Courtney Kuby has spoken to people she covers at the Pentagon who says they will prioritize lives over equipment, but there is some sort of ratcheting down of this effort in order to meet that deadline.
That deadline's coming quick. Now, Julia, anger has also been aimed at the State Department over its handling of visa applications. What more can you tell us about that?
That's right. There seems to be this back and forth going on right now when you have the Department of Homeland Security, Department of State, and Department of Defense all trying to vet what we call these special interest visa applications. These belong to people who were Afghan allies who may have helped with some of the interpreting during the U.S. war effort and other efforts that they did there. Now we're hearing from people within the Department of Homeland Security saying that the State Department should have started earlier. We're seeing a lot of frustration about the two systems, the databases talking to each other. If you have information from one, say the Department of Defense, can you vet this person in a State Department or Customs and Border Protection database? They're having trouble with that. And we understand that in Doha, one of those third country sites where these evacuees are being taken, where they can be vetted before they go to the United States, there's a lot of frustration there. And it's led to some very slow vetting processes and some very unsafe and unsanitary conditions for the Afghan evacuees there, all because of these interagency problems. Either the systems are not compatible or the officials simply aren't able to figure out how to get this ready to go in such a short timeline.
Yep, all that, and the clock is ticking. Julia, thanks for your reporting as always. Appreciate it.